Hello. I am live coming to you again from New York City, Manhattan. I'm here with Doge. Doge is here. Doge, you wanna be on the TV? Wanna be on the TV tube stream? Come on, say hello. There's Doge. She is here. She's happy. She just had a treat. I gave her an esophagus not too long ago, so she's good. Just drop her off on the couch there. She's not that into being held or carried around, but yeah, she's happy. There she is, hanging out over there on the couch. Hello, welcome back. My name is Brenden, and here today on my live stream, I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch and Mixer, whatever that is. Mixer I think is Microsoft's Twitch clone. Anyway, I'm streaming at you live right now. We are going to do some really exciting, fun programming stuff, computer programming. Last weekend was a long weekend, MLK long weekend. I started a project to build a little demo app using Rust and React and TypeScript. These are some trendy programming tools. And I hope you're following along. I hope you have followed along. Maybe if you'd like, you can check out the project on GitHub, actually. Close my other tabs here. Don't need those open. You can check out the project on GitHub if you want. If you go to my profile / Rust React TypeScript demo. And yeah, if you like that, it's cool. Hold on a moment while I do a sound check here. Not sure if my sound is working. Check out the project on GitHub. Oh, seems like my background music's too loud. Let me adjust that. I'm going to OBS, and yeah, I can see that's too loud. Turn that down a bit. I think that is better. Let me know if it's not good. I'm using a different casting tool. The one I was using earlier today was called a Restreamer, and now I'm using one called Caster. Figure I'll just try all of these. They all have a free tier, so I'm going to do that before I invest more in one of these tools. So if you have any feedback, if you think it's good, let me know. If you think it sucks, let me know. So why don't we jump into this project here? I'm gonna close that guy. OBS. I think we're good on the feed, and let me quickly send a message to my friend buddies here. Let them know that I'm on the thing. Hey, bro, buddies. Currently live on the internet. And then I'm going to say, please let me know if the sound is okay. Thank you. Thank you. Love you a lot. It's too bad I can't show my screen. My phone screen. It'd be funny. Anyway, I'm sure it's fine. I think I spent like several hours today experimenting with various things, trying to get all the sound settings right and everything perfect so that it is tolerable. got multi-camera angles here, so you can see from up here you can see the baldness right there. From right here we can get a little more intimate, a little more personal, kind of face to face. Doge is just kind of hanging out over there. She's doing her thing, watching out the window, having a good time. She's happy. She's real happy. I'm here, drinking some tea. Drinking some tea. Tea drinking. Right here, tea drinking. All right, so let's jump into the computer stuff. Here we have our Rust React TypeScript demo. Now, I changed a few things, just a few minor things on this project over the past week or so. I added some more detail to the README, cleaned it up a bit. I also added a tool to this repo, something called Dependabot, which is a cool little tool on GitHub that you can use optionally if you want. It will scan the dependencies in your project and it will notify you when any of the dependencies in your project need to be updated. If the upstream package owner for that thing cuts a new release or whatever, it'll automatically create a PR on your repo and you know, assign you to it and all that. Let me just close these things. Oh, look at that. Cool. I have some viewers. Hello to my viewers out there tuning in. If you're trying to use the chat and it doesn't work, let me know. I'm not actually sure if it works. We'll see. Maybe we'll find out. I hope it does. All right. Anyway, Dependabot, pretty cool. Enable that. Got that going. So I'm using a different computer today, so I'm basically going to be starting from scratch. Well, not from scratch, but I'm going to set this stuff up, reset it all up again. So fetch the code and do a git clone. Oh, I do have it on here, but let me remove everything. All right, git clone. Go into there. Got my code. Let's go ahead and build the back end. Let me make sure that I am on the latest nightly build. Whoops. Rust up default nightly. Let's do an update of the nightly channel. That's going to take a little while. So while that is happening, let me just open a new tab here and go into the front end and do a yarn install. Make sure I have all the dependencies in here for my React front end thing. All right, now I can do a yarn build. Make sure it still builds. Should build. I haven't changed anything. Some warnings. I don't think any of that matters. Cool. So that's that. I'm just gonna blow away the dist. All right, let's just go ahead and, oh dear. Oh man, trying to do JavaScript it's always a thing. There's always a thing. Why are we failing now? I don't even know, like, unhandled, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let me go ahead and reinstall yarn, just in case that's the problem. I don't know. We'll see. Homebrew is updating. Let it update. Let it do its things. Let it do its thing. And pop on my headphones so I can listen to the background music, background tunes. This is a new playlist. I don't actually know if it's any good. Whoops. So you guys are my that's on. I don't think my output is set up right. There we go. Brew, reinstall Yarn. Yarn is a package manager. It's an alternative to NPM, which is the other node package manager. NPM literally stands for Node Package Manager. All right, well, let's try this again. Yarn install. Yarn install -g parcel. Make sure parcel is up to date. Oh, sorry. Yarn global add parcel. I always mess up the commands between Yarn and NPM. They're basically interchangeable for the most part. I also don't really do JavaScript or React day to day. It's not a daily thing for me. All right, Rust is updated. Sweet. So we should be on the latest build, 01.25. Yeah, that's good. So let's see if we can still run the back end. Should be able to. Be pretty odd if I couldn't. I'm going to test the chat by chatting at myself. Did that work? Oh, look at that. Yeah, it seems to work. I said hello. Hello to myself. Hello to the bro buddies. The bro buddies, where are you at? The bro buddies have better things to do than watch my stupid live stream on YouTube. I can't blame them. All right, look at that. We are running our backend. Does it still work? Oh dear. Okay, I need to create the database. So let me just run this diesel guy here. Run the cargo install diesel. Package has no binaries. I'm a little confused. What step have I missed here? Geez. Get started. Oh, wrong package. Diesel CLI. All right, I need to update the instructions here in the README. Let's do that. Let's do that. Close that guy. Open. Open this guy and the back end. Open that. There we go. Got the code. Let's update the README. Oh, this is out of sync. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong README. Ah, okay, I need to go up one level. Let me just use Vim. Let's see. To create the database schema using diesel. Okay, I'll just, whoops. Cargo install diesel CLI. Burp, burp, burp. Git diff. All right. Add note to install diesel CLI. There we go. We got the D's. Oh dear. Library not found. MySQL client. All right. Let's see if I can install the MySQL client. Brew install MySQL client. It's kind of a mouthful. MySQL. SQL is generally SQL. SQL is an abbreviation for Structured English Query Language. So it's usually pronounced SQL. However, a lot of people say MySQL, and I believe the MySQL creators generally accept MySQL as the correct pronunciation, but I don't know. It's weird when you work in tech and like learn a lot of things from the internet just by like reading names and stuff off websites, and they often don't include any kind of proper pronunciation guide, so you have to kind of wing it, and then you may find out later that you're doing it wrong. It sounds like a goof. So anyway, not that it's a big deal. Just kind of a thing, especially when you work in tech for a while. You start to learn that there's like different pockets of pronunciations. Different people pronounce things slightly differently depending on where you are and who you're talking to and so on. Alright, this is still installing. Takes a little while. Yeah, that failed. Library not found. MySQL client. What am I missing? Clang, cargo install. Alright, let's try this. That means you need libraries, blah blah blah. And I'd like to just install the library and have it work. Why is this not acceptable? I did install it. Did I not? Did I install it or did I not? Yeah, I did. Homebrew install MySQL client headers or library. Yeah, that seems like the right one. It might just be that this is not in my linker path, but whatever. Let's just do this, but I'm only going to enable SQLite. Let's also update the README so that it looks like that. Only install Diesel CLI for SQLite. Whatever. Good enough. Could have been a little more specific, I suppose, in the commit message. But anyway, let's move it forward. Let's see how far we can get. I'm gonna try to cap the streaming time length today at like 3 or 4 hours. 4 hours is let's say 4 hours is the hard limit. It's really easy to just like completely waste 4 hours when you're in the codes doing the programming. Can't believe it's already 4:30 p.m. here in New York. I don't know what I did all day. Nothing, I guess. Nothing of value. Went to the park a couple times. Okay. Cargo run. Oh yeah. So diesel run migration. I can do this now. Whoops, I'm in the wrong directory. Oh, yeah. Close this. Diesel run migration. There we go. Ran the migration, and I think that we should be able to run this, right? Cargo run. And if I go to v1 meals, I should see an empty array. Success. Nothing there. Nothing to list. All right, let's take a look at our front end. I don't totally remember how far along we got, but it should be pretty easy to figure out. Okay, yeah. So if I recall correctly, we have a list of the things, items in the database. Let me just go ahead and let me just post, yeah, okay. Let me just add a couple things in here. HTTP post v1 meals time equals current time. Where can I get like a formatted timestamp? Yeah, there we go. Here's one. Time equals that. Meal equals chicken liver. Okay, I don't really remember my schema. I guess I have to look at the code. Name, time, right? That's what I have. Oh, I put meal here. It should be name. No, that's still wrong. Could it be that my date is not properly formatted? There we go. Okay, I accepted that. I think it doesn't like having the timestamp in there. I should really provide a more useful response. How do you get the effect on the menu bar where my face is? Oh, so that's a good question. I can just show you. So this is just an input thing with the webcam, and I have, if you're using OBS, you can set up filters, and you can go to color correction, and you can set the opacity. So I just set the opacity to 80%, and that makes it partially transparent, as you can see here. Okay, so that, whatever, that works. I have a meal. I should be able to reload the front end and see that in the table. There we go. So I ate chicken liver 2 minutes ago. It was delicious. I don't know if I've ever eaten chicken liver. I guess if you've ever eaten like a chicken sausage or something, there's probably chicken liver in that. But I've had foie gras. Foie gras is pretty good. I'm into that. All right, back end, front end, basic stuff is working. I think the next thing to do is I want to add like a really simple CSS, like some kind of lightweight CSS framework. Which one should I use? there are like several of them that people use. I don't want to use that one. No hacks. I'm just using plain old OBS. I don't want to use this one. There's one specific one that I do want to use, but I don't remember what it's called. CSS framework, that is. Is this the one? No, I just looked at this. Where can I find a better list? Spectre. Let's see. Normalize? No. Sanitize? No. No, I don't want that. I don't know if I've seen this one. This one looks all right. Let me just look at these other ones. There's one that I know of that has this nice DSL for React, and I can't remember. React CSS framework. What is it called? Maybe it is this one. And this one looks okay. I guess it doesn't really matter. This one also just kind of looks clunky. A little clunky. There is one that I know Airbnb uses, but I cannot remember the name of it. Super bad at names in general. UI kit, primer, no. Tachyons, I think this is the one. Yes, yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, this is the guy. This is the guy. This is the one I want. Okay. So let's add this to the project. Yarn add dev tachyons. And let's see if I can just get some really basic, okay looking CSS happening. All right, open the front end, VS Code. I'm a big fan of VS Code these days. I resisted it for a long time, but I like it a lot. It's really fast. I feel productive in it. It doesn't take long to get things done. I'm just going to delete what I had here in the CSS before. And then go ahead and let's see what are they? I know there's like a React bindings for it. Yeah, tachyons, and there's like a DSL. Yes, this guy. Okay. Tachyons component. Yarn add HD. And then, yeah, you can basically use this styled function. Let's give it a try. Button. Okay. Components. Oh, I want like table. Okay. Let's try this guy. Do they have... Do I know this? I don't know. Look, avatar look familiar. Import styled from tachyons components. Wait, what am I doing putting that in here? That's not where I want that. In here. All right, let's give this a try. Styled table row. How does this actually work? Storybook. I see, okay, styled, there should be styled TR. Oh, this isn't gonna work, hold on. How do I wrap the content? What are the parameters for this function? Alright, that's okay. I can... How should I do this? Well... Yeah, okay. So I can do const table data, let's say equals styled TD, and then then add the style. Just want to see how they're actually doing this here. Okay. They're using this class. Let's try that. Table data. So I'm just replacing the regular TD tag with my little custom styled version. Let's see what happens. Did that work? No. That might just be the hot reloader. Nope. Totally messed it up. What's going on in my... Okay, it's totally empty. What did I do? Turn table, ID list, table data. What is wrong with that? Please tell me. Please tell me. Styled is not a function. Can't find declaration file. And add HT types. I need to install the tachyons, components. I think I just need to install the type definitions, but cool, there are none for this one. There might be an issue already? Alright, never mind. Let's abandon this. This is not worth it. I'll just do it. Undo. Let's remove that dependency components. And let's just do it the old-fashioned way, which kind of sucks. Actually, there's a better way to do this. I'll just do const. Yeah, const table data equals td how do you do this? React. No, I have to like make another component. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother doing that. Okay. Okay, class name equals. What was the class name? Striped near white. Can I do that? Name. restart the back end. Whoops. Mails.net. I can't do this in React, can I? React, set class name. Yeah, why can't I do that? Set class name on elements. Pretty sure that works. I don't think that should have a dot in it, actually. Whoops. TD. Where is the syntax messed up? Oh, table header cannot appear as a child of t-head. T-head. T-head, oh, I need a TR in there. TR, table row. There we go. Okay, yeah, let's go and set this class. Actually, so I don't even want to set that there. I want to set it here on the row. Set that class name. This goes just like that. And then also set that class name on the header row. Yeah? Does it like that? No, it doesn't like that. Of course it doesn't like that. But there's no error in the console. Table, t-head. What on earth? Setting the class name on the row broke it? Okay. Let's look how they did it here again. Table head, okay, table row striped near white. I need that extra space at the end there. Oh, I forgot to close the quote there. Okay, there we go. TypeScript is great when it is helpful, but kind of sucks when it's not. Oh yeah, I need to actually import the CSS. For this guy. There we go. All right. It's sort of starting to look like a thing. All right. What else did they set? I'm just going to copy all these classes, make it look about the same. Class name equals all of that. Starting to look a little more these ones. See how that looks. It's not great. I don't actually understand why these two are different. Oh, I think the order is just different. Looks like they're the same. They're just in a different order. Presumably they were added in programmatically or something. Whoops. I should really just make a generic component for this table so that I don't have to do this, because this is kind of insane, but for the purpose of making this look okay right now, I think this is fine. Although I'm not sure why. Still doesn't look great. Let's copy these ones. Table data, this name. Oops. Oh, interesting. There's also, they're not using T head, they just have table body. Which doesn't seem right, but let's try it. See if it looks better. There we go. Okay. Although I don't think I am loading I don't think I'm loading the font. I see. Okay, so they've basically setting on the body the class there. Do that. I can make it work like that. No, it still doesn't look good. Where does it set the font? Where does the font come from? Inherited from body. Wait, 100. Sounds sweet. Should be right. I don't think I can do that. can just put the font stuff in here. There we go. It looks a little better. Although, messed up the table width. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to wrap this with a div. There we go. There we go. Font looks good now. Good enough. Good enough that we can keep going. Let's just add one more meal into my thing here. Chicken liver. Second helpings. Chicken liver. Say I had this an hour later. Delicious. Here we go. Starting to sort of look like a thing. I don't like the border around the box though. How do I get the border off? I assume so what do these mean? Borders. So BA is border, BR is border right. So, and then what? B black. Yeah, okay. So I'm just getting rid of all of these classes, and that should get rid of the border. There we go. It's looking a little nicer. Cool. All right, some very basic stuff. There's some better ways to handle these class names in React, but I'm not gonna spend a ton of time on that right now. Maybe we can come back and refactor it later. Okay, so what else does our app here need to do? We need to have a button to add a new meal here, right? So let's just add a button here. New meal. Let's call it add new meal. There we go. That button doesn't look too good. Let's make it look better. Table of styles. So we have some button styles. No, probably just generic styles. Let's see. Here we go. Buttons. Oh, these look nice. Pill with border. This is a cool one. Let's try that. Pill grow. So let's see where is basic pill with thin border, on regular pill with border. There we go. And let's take one of these. Hot pink. Add new meal. Okay. On click equals this dot add new meal. Let's add a function here. Function add new meal event console.log event. Event implicitly has no type. Well, I don't know what the type is. That. Let's try that. Okay. Type event should be a mouse event. Mouse event. Oh no. Event, but it's not assignable to type. Okay, I think I need the full event type like that. Mouse event is not generic. What is the right way to do it? React. React.mouse event. React.mouse event. Is that the type? That is the type. Okay. So I should be able to see a button, click on it, and yeah, cool. Valid DOM property class. Oh yeah, it should be class name. And then let's just stick that in a div like this. So let's just stick all of these in that div. Class equals class name equals. Okay. I want some padding around these. Can I say PV2 on there? Nope, that doesn't give me what I want. Just move the browser over so I can actually see the changes as I mess around here with these. No. Class name. Why don't I just try more? PV4? No. So pH is presumably pad height. Yes. And pH, PV must be padding height, PV or pH. So I probably want that. But then I probably also want this pad. Yeah, that is padded. So this is also padded. But there's like no gap between. I think it's because I need both of these in their own div. So let me put that in its own and put this guy here in its own div. How's that? There we go. Okay, now we have some separation there between the table and the button. And the button works. Console.log add new meal button. Click, boom, add new meal button clicked. All right, let's take a little break. Be back in a few minutes. We'll continue this and see how far we go. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you get some value out of this. And see you later. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, I am Brenden. My name is Brenden. I am Brem. Brem. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in, for watching. I got myself some roasted and salted fancy nut mix from Trader Joe's. Also got some fresh tea. Brewed some tea. This is Irish black tea from Trader Joe's. You would think with all the Trader Joe's products I talk about on here that I'm getting money from Trader Joe's or something to talk about their products, and I'm not. I'm just a fan of cheap, inexpensive, decent food, I guess. Trader Joe's is not the highest quality stuff you can get, and there's an awful lot of junk food at Trader Joe's. It's like 90% junk food, but it's still good. It's good stuff. So anyway, I was just doing some math in my head about the amount of time I spent on this project, and I've heard it repeated before that it takes about 10,000 hours of practice at anything to become an expert at something. And on this particular project, I think I've spent somewhere around 15 hours on it now. Just like making these videos, and arguably I'm probably not moving as quickly as I would if I just worked on it alone. Part of the reason is that I'm trying to talk in the video to be somewhat entertaining and engaging, which is really hard to do. It's hard to write code and think about what you're doing. I just realized the sound is on my phone here, which is really annoying, probably. Sorry about that. Anyway, it's really hard to think about what you're doing, talk about it out loud, and actually get stuff done. So just to give you an idea, I've spent 15 hours on this, and it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert. That means I would have to do this project about 666 times. 666.6 times in order to become an expert. At least do what I've done already. An expert just at this. This alone is not going to make you an expert in programming, if that's your goal. If you want to become an expert in programming, you have to do a lot of different things. You would have to do something like this. You'd have to do something else. But in general, programming, in practical terms, programming is about solving problems, knowing how to solve problems, figuring out how to solve your own problems. It's about knowing how to find the right information and the right answers. Luckily, there are a lot of great tools nowadays for that. When I started programming, it was not so easy to find information. The internet was a little more nascent then, and it was much harder. Most of the best programming information back then was in books, so you really had to read books to actually understand what was going on. Nowadays, however, there's a wealth of freely available information out there, including books on programming, and YouTube videos and people on Twitch and whatever. Tons and tons of good stuff. So I guess the point I'm making is, like, at this point, if you want to become good at programming, all you have to do is put in the hours. You just have to spend the time. You have to just kind of grind it out. It helps if you find it interesting. If this stuff is interesting to you, then it makes this whole process much easier. This has always been interesting to me. I like learning. I like doing new things. I really like creating stuff, all kinds of things. not just software, but you know, music and whatever. So anyway, let's jump back into it. I think the next thing to do at this point is to, sorry for my crunching. I'm not going to actually eat. I'll put this stuff down. Perhaps I'll mute my microphone a little bit and take a few snack bites. But anyway, so what should we do next? So I think the next thing to do is to add a form here to actually add a new meal. It's going to be an extremely simple form. It's not really going to do a whole lot, but let's add a few things. So one thing that I know we're going to need is the time. So right now I'm just doing this. So I'm using this @computed annotation from MobX. Am I doing that right? I think it's @computed, like that. MobX computed. This is a decorator, computed. Oh, whoops. I'm importing from the wrong thing. This is MobX. Oops, I spelled it wrong. All right, there we go. So this is going to return the date. So if we add another div, just like these guys down here. No, that's not what I wanted. I'm just going to put P here and then say get time. Like that. This should just put the time. What am I missing? Type error. It looks like I'm using this wrong. Oh, okay. I get it. There's some kind of special notation there. Let's try that. Oh. How do I use this thing? Get total. Get total, set total. I think I just call time. Maybe I just say this dot time. Oh, okay. Is it that? That's a bit strange. I think they changed this in recent versions or something. No, that doesn't work. 'Cause this is not. Property time. New date. Also just want to make this return a string. How do I convert something to a string in JavaScript? JavaScript date to string FC3339. To ISO string. Let's just do that. There we go. Okay, so I'm also going to, I want to JavaScript date object round to nearest minute. I want to change this so that it's rounded to the nearest minute. Okay, I see. New date, math.round, date.getTime. All right. Let now equal and then new date math.round. I get it. Okay, so basically what this does, so you round it. You would round it down to, in this case, and I could just use this code here. This is let coefficient equal 1,000. So this you have to multiply the coefficient by 1,000. This is because the date is stored in terms of milliseconds. So the actual value of the date is milliseconds. Also, I just realized I wasn't even casting my screen. Good job. So the coefficient needs to be is in milliseconds since January 1st, 1970, whatever it is, the Unix time epoch. So because it's stored in milliseconds, we have to, if we want to round to 1 minute, then we have to multiply 60 seconds by 1,000 to get 60,000 milliseconds. Doing a new date, that gives us the current time. So then we take, we do math.round on the current date, and then get time returns the number of milliseconds, and then we divide that by the coefficient, right? So we're taking that, we are dividing it, so we're just like kind of changing the position of everything relative to the decimal, and then just going to multiply it by the coefficient again. Right, so that will just round off everything that is not a multiple of 60 seconds. Very good. So if we go here, we refresh, there we go. Now our time is rounded to the nearest minute. Although rather than rounding, I'm actually going to floor it. Floor means round down, basically. That should give us a better, yeah, there we go. So now it's flooring. It's basically rounding down to the nearest minute. Okay. There's a couple reasons I did that. One is just it looks better, and another is that I don't really think there's any point in having the seconds in there. Also, because this is a computed value, the every time the date changes, which if you had seconds or like milliseconds in there, it would just be every millisecond or every second. So your DOM would just like be constantly updating, which is really not necessary. You only need it to update when it actually changes. All right, cool. So what we need to do, let's add in, so what we need is a property on this class that, let's say, show new meal form. Okay, and that's just going to be a Boolean. initialize to false. And what we'll do is when this will just be a Boolean that will toggle using the button that we added over here. When someone clicks that button, this will get set to true, and after they add the new meal, it gets set to false, right? That's it. Pretty straightforward. Okay. So let's make our form appear. So let's move this out of there and put it up here. Let's say let meal form equal, and then just put that in there. And then down here we'll say can I do that? Well, let me put an expression in here. React, put expression in JSX. Yeah, it's telling me to do it a different way. I guess I can just do it another way, but I don't want to. Okay. What's a nice way to do this? I want to avoid using a var. I guess I can just do it. Okay. Meal form equals blah blah blah. So I'll say if show meal form, do this. Else meal form equals, I'll just put an empty div in here. Yeah? I wonder if React has like an React empty fragment. Empty tags? Can I just use an empty tag? Is that a thing? No, whatever. I'm just gonna put a div in here like that, because I know that'll work for now. Okay, so click the button. So now I'm gonna update the onClick handler here and say show meal blah 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 equals not show meal form. So whatever the state is, make a change. I need to change this event so that it is an action. Action means the action decorator on any function means that I'm operating on the state. So I'm just telling mobx that it needs to do something. All right, so that happened, but it's not quite working. My meal form. Oh, I'm not actually including my meal form anywhere here. Oops, that's not right, sorry. Meal form. Why is that not working? When I click the button, it should show the time below. Oh, I forgot the observable annotation on my meal form thing. There we go. Nope, still not working. Show meal form. I should actually just be setting it to true. Why is that not working? Nothing ever goes the way you expect it to the first time. Sometimes it does. Most of the time it doesn't, in my experience. Just kind of the way it goes. The way it goes with these things. The way it goes. Making sure my microphone's actually on. I think it's on. It seems on. Yeah, I think it's on. Okay, so why is it not working? What am I doing wrong here? I think I'm doing something wrong with MobX. Alright, observable. React. This is an observer. This whole guy. So why observable? Show me if no form. Form. Let's see if there's a canonical way. MobX, React, show, hide. That's not helpful at all. Alright, let's try what this thing suggests. This dot show blah blah blah, and does that do the trick? I think something is wrong with my observable thing here. Whoops. So that works. It is there. observable. What am I doing? This is marked as an action. Yeah, so that should be right. Action. Reacting to observables. Changing observables. Is there an issue with using React, MobX, event action? I wonder if there's the word event isn't anywhere in there, but what happens if I remove action? It blows up. Cannot set property of undefined an email. Okay, I think I see the problem. So I believe the issue is that this here, this doesn't actually exist. So probably what I need to do is call it like this. React, pass lambda, because I'm passing a lambda function. There's like a shortcut for doing this. React, passing functions to components. Yeah, this is what I want. I want it bound to the class instance. It's not doing that. Can I do this? This dot anomio. No, it won't work because there's an event. So if I include the event like that, does it work? Does it work? Does it work? Yes, there we go. Okay. That was way harder than it should have been, but welcome to computers. It's how computers go. And you know, it's not always hard like this. Like if I were using React and TypeScript and all this stuff every day, which I'm not, I mean, I've done a couple projects in it, but I don't use it frequently enough. The last time I touched React or TypeScript was like about a year ago, probably, and I only did a very small project with it. So, you know, as with anything, the more you use it, the more comfortable you become with it, and you get much better over time. I also feel like, for me particularly, because I do in fact, like, basically, you know, this is my day job involves writing code and building software stuff. It's like anytime I capture some domain knowledge about a specific language or tool or whatever, as soon as I move on from that tool and I like start using something else, then all the individual implementation details and syntax stuff and quirks and whatever, all that stuff just kind of gets pushed out of my brain for other stuff. But it all comes back pretty quickly. Usually after like a few days of working on a project with something that you've, some set of tools that you've used before, or whatever, it all tends to come back pretty quick. So I wouldn't stress about it. You might get discouraged occasionally, but it's not a big deal. Okay, anyway, that works. Let's make this meal form actually look like more of a form. So let's add an input here and add another input here, which is going to be meal, a name. Uh-oh, what did I just do? And these need to exist inside a form probably. Nope. Input. Input is a void element tag. It must either have children or IC. I can't do that. I don't actually need a form. There we go. Okay, I have my own input fields now. I should not require a form. There we go. Is there like an initial? Yeah, I'll just say value. I'm just going to set the value to my time. This dot time. Okay, that's the time, and then the other one is going to be the meal name. So let's see. Let's look at the CSS thing here. See what examples they have for forms. Make a nice looking form. This is a nice looking form. Now let's do that. Label for name. It's not optional. Let's take that out. Name of meal. Right? And ID equals name. Blah, blah, blah. What did you eat? Very, very helpful. Okay. Let's copy that. Let's do another one. I'm going to change all these classes. Class name first. Let's do that. Class name. This is not really the best way to write React. You should, if you were doing this for real, you'd probably make proper components around all these things. Div. I'm missing a closing div. Is that right? And it's still messed up. Oh no, I think I have. Why is it messed up? Oh, I see this input has no close. Does it? What? Slash input. Why is it messed up? Left side of comma operator is unused and has no side effects. Oh, I see. I have this extra input down here. Where did that go? Oh yeah, okay, got it, got it. Made a big mess. There we go. So, okay, take this, copy that, and then the next value is going to be the time of meal. ID equals time. When did you eat? Yeah? Refresh, add new meal, name of meal. Whatever. When did you, time of meal, when did you eat? Let's add some padding between these guys. Does that look good? Yeah, that looks better. Div PV3. PV3? That's too much. PV2. Let's take that padding out. There we go. So you go add new meal, name of meal, chicken, time of meal. Oh yeah, let's put the time in. By default, the time value would be equal to this.time. Add new meal. Chicken, time of meal, whatever. Okay. Let me just change this to default value. There we go. Okay. Let's add a submit button on submit equals this dot form submit. I don't really have a form submit function yet, so let's add that. Form submit event react dot form event, I'm gonna guess. Console.log event, log the event, and then I need to add a button down near the bottom. So let's get a cool looking button, something that really says, delicious. I'm not sure if this is also going to work. Well, let's try this. So usually when you put a button inside a form, that means a specific thing. Hold on. Can I do? JavaScript event to submit form. Is that a thing? And I guess it doesn't matter. I don't necessarily need a submit button, do I? Yeah. Okay, I'll just use this form submit, and then I'm going to get rid of this on submit event. Add new meal. Cool. Click. Let's add a log message here. Console.log. Form submitted. Add new meal. Add new meal. I got too much padding. Vertical padding, vertical, horizontal, get rid of that. Add new meal, add new meal. Alright, let's change this button down here. Let's say save. And change the color a little bit. Let's make our button look a little different. Let's make it look like this guy. BG hot pink. Where was that? DIB weight. There we go. That looks cool. Cool enough. Let's also just tighten up this form. I think it's just too much padding. Yeah, it looks better. Okay. And then let's add like a light kind of background box around the whole thing. Box. Yeah, there we go. Sounds good. Let's try that. So we'll just add a whole shadow around that. Ah, that didn't look good. So it's whole width. I need to get into like let's see if I can just add contain to this. That does what I want. No, it doesn't do what I want. Let's add it here. Contain. Let's just make this a basic grid dealy. And I think that'll do what I want. Let's also apply that same to the table down here to make it look consistent. Whoops. mess up there? Clearly not putting that in the right place. Why? It's because I have this here. Okay. There we go. That looks a little better. So, this one here. Let's set width 100. I want the table to span the same width. There we go. Okay, fix the button padding here. This is messed up. Why is this button? PA2? No. PH4. Nope. PV4. Nope. I don't think I need PH. No. What did I miss? That's fine. could just get the padding right. Let's just put this inside the same div. Yeah, it's a little better. Okay. I just want that button to have a little breathing room. Oh, that's not right. Why is it adding the padding in the wrong? Starting to think. No. It's not that. It's not that. Is there a PT too? Padding top. So PE is what? Padding vertical, PV. Docs, pad spacing. PA0, padding all. Padding horizontal, padding vertical. I think I just need to up the vertical padding, honestly, on that button. And move this guy into its own div. That messes up the alignment. I want it at the same level as the table. I don't want any horizontal padding. I only want the vertical padding. What? Why is it if I go from 5 to a 7, it blows up? There must be something eating up my vertical padding here. What is it? What is eating my vertical padding? Margin. Where's that? Where's the margin? I don't even see margin. Let's try adding some. No. Let's try adding vertical margin. No. There we go. Okay, so MB is being set. So if I had margin all, there we go. That looks better. Spent way too long on that. Yeah, whatever. Good enough. Name of the meal. Term. When did you eat? I ate it now. I ate it now. Alright, form submitted. Cool. What else should I do here? Let's get the form values into a struct here. So I'm just going to say, I'm just going to do this probably not a good way, but whatever. I'm going to say onChange equals, I'm just going to add an event here. Add event, and then I'm going to say this dot form values. And then I'm going to say time equals event dot target dot value. Does not like what I've done here. This is just a map, an empty map. Can I not just do that? TypeScript, initialize object, right? I just want an arbitrary object. Does it have to be like a, do I really have to do like a full type? All right, sounds like I do. Let's do, let's actually just make this my model, my meal. Where did my form go? View. Let's just do meal form, which is of type meal. Can I just do this? Meal. Yeah, good enough. Meal form dot time equals that. New date from this value. Okay, should be good enough. And change this guy. This meal form name equals the value. Event target value. Form submitted. Console.log form. Console.log. Form. Add a new meal. Blip. Blip, blip, blip. Save, and it exploded. Of course you can't read that property. So why would you? This is not a real function, so it will not work. I need to change my button submit event here, like this, like that. Yes, yes. Now you have a real class instance. Oh, I need the event. I need the event. On click. This is not a form event, but it is a mouse event. It is good enough. That is good enough. Okay. Add a new meal, type in that, save, boom. Boom! Boom. Does it have my... Oh. Ah, yes. Yes, yes. Okay, yes. Yes, yes, yes. That works. Okay. Okay. Starting to talk with some kind of weird, bizarre accent, so I think that's a good sign. It's time to take a little break. Let's do it. Let's take a break. have a good time, hang out, come back, don't come back, do what you want to do. I'm happy with you just doing you. I'm gonna do me. I find that expression to be so silly. It's pretty funny. Anyway, okay, whatever. Back later. See ya. Pizza.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
major event coming up with side booster shutdown and separation.
Inside shutdown. Side boosters. Beaker. Center. Cruise is halfway. Cruise southward up.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Bit of an extended break. I had to mess around with the stream settings a bit. I think, assuming I did things right, the stream quality should be much better now. I think it should be a little smoother, a little clearer. If it's not, let me know. I tweak things. I think it's better now. Not totally sure. Let me know if it's not. Yeah, so where are we? Where did we leave off? So we have our basic React app. We can click add, we get a little form. We can type in the name of our meal. What did we eat? When was it? Save. And it does that. What is the next thing? So now that we have this, we should probably make it so that when you submit the form, it actually makes the request to the backend and adds it into the database. So let's do that. We're going to do that by adding a method to the controller. And let's see what we can do. Let's make it happen. Let's get on it. Let's start. Let's do it. Okay. We have a controller. We've got a couple things in here already. We've got load all meals. Let's add a new action. Which is going to be add a meal. This takes in a meal. All right. So what would this do? This should make an API call like this. It's going to go to the base URI, meals. We're going to make a post because we're creating a new resource, brand new thing. Does post exist? Property post does not exist. On this guy. Let's look at the REST client here. Typed REST client. I'm trying to use this guy, which is the hot new thing. Let's see some examples here. Server. No, I want to see the client. Public. Source. Index. Let's see, get. Is there a post? Post. Put. I'm not sure this counts as a RESTful library if it doesn't even have see the REST test for detailed example. Okay, post. Yeah. How do I make a post? Creates a resource. RESTM. REST create. I see. I think I see. REST C. Create. Let's see what happens if I do that. Console.log response. Let's go ahead and try this. So when someone clicks the submit button, hello Dutch Ghost. How's your evening going? Well, I hope. Alright, so let's grab the controller, meal controller, add meal, this dot meal form, and that guy. This might just work. Let's just run it, see what happens. Add a meal, blah, 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 blah. Console, save. Holy cow. Yeah, I think that sort of did a thing. It didn't do the right thing, but it did a thing. And sometimes, if you can get so far as to making it do a thing, that is really all you need. I see, okay, so we're including ID in here, but with the way this works, we cannot include that ID. Also, I don't know if it'll parse that timestamp correctly on the server side, but let's not get into those details here right now. I think what we should really have is another class, which is just going to be called a new meal, which is literally the same. It just does not have this ID. So let's change that type. That is going to be the type of this form. And add a meal, change that type. Yeah, Rust is apparently the hot new thing. although I'm doing TypeScript right now. The Rust stuff is done. The Rust thing was the easy part. Trying to like make React and the web browser behave the way you want is, in my opinion, way harder. Especially when you're trying to do like CSS and shit. I mean, I suck at CSS and front-end stuff in general. How's my Rust or how's my night going? My Rust is immature. I haven't done much Rust. I only started actually doing Rust about a month or two ago, and before that I had only read I read like a few chapters of the Rust, or a Rust book. Let me grab the book. Where is it? It's by my bedside. Oh, no it isn't. It's not by my bedside anymore. I moved it out of there. Where did I move it? Where'd it go? I don't even know where the Rust book is. Huh. I guess I lost it. Oh no, it's right here. It's on my desk. It's currently holding up my camera, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Yeah, Angular, I honestly don't know why people would choose Angular over React. Not that I've really done enough Angular to really judge, but I think React, in spite of its JavaScriptiness, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good library. The book, Steve, no, this is the O'Reilly book by Blandy and Orendoff. It's this book, Programming Rust, O'Reilly. This is the one I have, the Rust book. It's pretty good, but honestly, you don't need to buy the book. Also, I think you can just get the PDF online, probably. But anyway, there are plenty of good Rust resources online. Okay, let's see here. Change this guy to new meal. I think in theory I should be able to add a meal. Maybe. Nope. I'm still getting a 422. I'm still submitting that ID. Did I make the correct changes here? View. Oh, I see. Whoops. The type was actually not right there. Okay. Try again. Right? Alright. Still getting an error, but submitting the correct data now. So let's look at what is actually happening on the back end. Couldn't parse JSON body error trailing input. First time doing JavaScript. Are you in college? Are you in high school? Or are you taking like classes part-time or something like that? You don't have to tell me your whole life story if you don't want to. I'm just curious. It's always interesting to hear about other people and how they learn to write software. When I started learning, there were not a lot of resources available, especially not to like a 12-year-old. I started coding when I was like 12 or 13. Yes, Rocket and Diesel for the back end. If you want to check out the GitHub project, if you haven't already found it, you can go to GitHub/my name without vowels, and then Rust, React, TypeScript demo right there. Got it. Software engineering. That is cool. It's been a long time since I was in school. I've been out of school for, I don't know, 13 years or something now? No, more than 13. No, yeah, 13. What, 30, 33? Yeah, 13, 12, 13, something like that. Anyway, okay. Couldn't parse JSON. I think the JSON itself is fine. I believe, or I suspect, that the problem here is that this date stamp is not formatted in a way that the library underneath can parse it. I studied computer engineering, which is like halfway between computer science and electrical engineering. My friend messaged me to say that the sound is okay. Oh, thank you. He said that he was expecting music but only saw a computer. There's supposed to be background music, but maybe it's not working. I also don't have my headphones on. Let's pop those on. Oh yeah, something's, oh no, there's music. I hear the music. It's there. I think it's still working. I'm like relatively new to trying to do live stream anything like this, so I guess I kind of suck at it, but you know, it's like anything. It's like programming. You practice at it, you get better. All right, let's switch from the front end, which appears to be working, over to the back end. And let's try and figure out why the date parsing is blowing up. So I'm pretty sure that trailing input line 3 column 36. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that what is failing is it's trying to parse this date, this time string, and I believe it's just using the like standard Rust deserializer, which is probably not correctly handling the date here. So let's go into this. Insert into new meal. One thing that's a bit annoying about the Rocket about this like automatic deserialization stuff is that the messages it provides when the deserialization fails are not super helpful. Let's see if we can find the chrono nave datetime deserialize. Let's see if we can find the actual trait implementation, which is in here presumably. So like what is the format it expects? Can I just search this repo, naive date time? Oh no, bad Wi-Fi? Is my stream bad, or are you saying your Wi-Fi is bad? Parse from RC 3339. Oh, see, I'm strictly not using RFC 3339 for the date format, so how about I go ahead and change that in the front end, and then I think in theory it'll work. Let me just test it. Or maybe I'll just use the custom date format. I can just use the ISO format, that would be better. Timestamp. Mod my date format. Serde. All right, let's try this. Let's try this. Let's give it a shot. Why not? Although I kind of want to just stick to the default. Yeah, I'm gonna change it to the RFC 3339 format on the front end instead of changing it on the back end. And I'm doing that because the way that SQLite handles dates is a little janky, and it seems to work right now. So rather than poking the beast, so to speak, I'll just leave it as it is. Where's the ISO string? Okay, maybe there's a function. JavaScript date to RC. What language have I found the friendliest? Friendliest is an interesting word, good way to put it. I mean, I think if you're new to programming, you should probably use whatever language you feel most productive in. JavaScript, I don't think I would call JavaScript a friendly language because there are just like so many traps and like tar pits everywhere you go. I would say the languages that are friendly are the ones that are like relatively easy. Easy as in they don't have a lot of like complicated abstractions or anything like that. And the ones that have like a fairly basic syntax. If you're new to programming, a language like Python or Java is probably a good starting point. There's no point in trying to like, you know, consume every possible you know, feature of programming. And like, honestly, I would not suggest a language like I would not suggest a language like Rust to someone who's new to programming because there are a lot of, I don't know, tricky concepts in it, I would say. It would probably be a fairly frustrating language to use. JavaScript is really easy because if you kind of have like an idea of what you're trying to do, then you can just kind of write a bunch of code out and there's a good chance that it'll just work and do what you want it to do. And that's like a double-edged sword. It also means that you can write very, very wrong code and it'll still do something, but what it's doing, who knows? It may be maybe not great. So problem with the ISO string is that it is adding in these seconds, which I believe are the problem. Let's see if, I don't really want this. What if I just like make my own to ISO string here and just do this. Let me just read the RFC 3339 thing very quickly. Does it include fractional seconds normally? And I don't think it should matter. It should literally just be able to parse all this stuff. Yeah, I don't know. If you're new to programming, Python, I would start there. Python and Java. I personally, the very first programming language I ever used was the programming scripting language in an IRC client called MIRC. It had its own built-in scripting language. It was just like this really kind of weird language that was totally custom and specific to this IRC program, and I got really into that because I was into IRC and I realized I could like start making chatbots and all kinds of crazy stuff. That's kind of where I got started. I moved on from that to languages like C, and then eventually onto like things like Python, and then I eventually learned proper C++, and then kind of just expanded out from there. At this point, I've used, I don't know, so many different languages. I can't even keep track. I've used most of the popular, like the top 10 languages. I've probably used whatever all those are. GitHub, top 10 languages, most popular these days. Yeah, Python, C++, JavaScript, Java, C#. So C# is one I haven't really done much with. Julia is one I have not really used. Shell I've written plenty of. I don't know if that really counts. R, I've done a bit of R. TypeScript, Scala. I've done a fair bit of Scala, but I would not recommend Scala to anyone. Not that it's really bad. It's just, I don't know. It feels kind of dated nowadays. No, this is not what I want. None of this stuff is what I want. I think I just want the ISO string, but without the seconds, and that will parse. Let me just make my own toISO function. Yeah, I mean, Scala is not bad. The problem with Scala is that it's pretty close to Java, but it's not Java, and it has some incompatibilities with other things in the Java ecosystem. Like, I don't know, there's like, Scala has its own version of all of the like the core Java data structures, for example, And then at the same time, you can also use the Java data structures in Scala code. And I don't know, stuff like that is just like, it doesn't feel very, I don't know what the best word is. Just, it's like, it's not really coherent, I guess. If you're interested in Scala though, you should probably check out Kotlin. Kotlin is like what Scala could have been. I think like Scala in a way is kind of like a victim of its timing and when it was created. Kotlin is what you get if you take the learnings of Scala and some other languages and then like kind of take what's good about Java, which is basically the whole Java ecosystem and compatibility and interoperability with all the Java libraries, and then roll all that stuff up into one language, I would say. All right, what am I gonna do? So this ISO string should work, but my model fails to parse it on the back end. So maybe I should just go over to the back end again and just make it parse the date correctly. Let's see. Let's test it. So if I use a time formatted like this, this is going to blow up properly. Yeah, unprocessable entity. So it seems like it has a problem with the fractional part of the seconds here. Like if I trim that off, I just trim all of this stuff off, then it works. What happens if I chop off the Z? I don't know, that works. Interesting. So maybe the issue is actually the time zone. Yeah, okay. Maybe I should use the UTC version here. Let's see. Can I just do datetime UTC? I'm pretty sure this is not going to work because the problem with the UTC datetime is that it's not implemented by Diesel, the database. So, I think what I'll do is implement this custom date format thing. This really shouldn't be that hard, I guess. And then I'll be able to deserialize this date format from how it is generated on the client side. Seconds. Okay, ISO. What is it? JavaScript ISO datetime. ISO string. So it should be it should be like this, but with dot and then milliseconds. Rust. Can I zoom in on VS Code? Yeah. I'll make the font bigger. Let me know if that's readable. Where was I? I need to change this date format. Rust chrono date format. If there is just like a, there should be a format. There's already a format example that has the milliseconds. All right. So S, okay. Fractional seconds and nanoseconds. No, I want these all consume the leading dot. I think what I want is this guy here. Alright, let's try running that. So I changed the date format. Alright, well, thank you for tuning in. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice weekend. Let me run this guy. Time. So this should take in, should be naive daytime. And then etc daytime from string, yada yada, it's fine. I don't actually need serialize. I just need the deserialize like that, I believe. Unused import. Yeah, daytime. Cool. Thank you. Bye-bye. Not found in the scope. I need to import this date time in this mod. Expected chrono naive daytime. Found struct. I see. So this is returning a daytime. So I basically need to do a 2 naive daytime on this. How do I construct it from a daytime? From daytime. Naive date from daytime UTC to naive daytime. There's let's try that. Naive dot naive, no, naive UGC. That doesn't work. Naive UTC, yeah, that should work. UTC map error. This should be returning. Oh, I see. This is returning a result. That's why. Datetime from string dot. No, that's not gonna work. I basically need to like unwrap this guy. Datetime from string map error. Let's just do this. Let dt equals. Actually, no, I can do this. I can do a match here. So I can say match bar okay dt dot to naive. Was it two? No, naive UTC error, and just return the error. Like that. Yeah, I think. Let's try it. Let's compile. Boom. There we go. That works. So let's try posting that. The Z. No, that blows up. How about that? No, that also blows up. How about this? That also blows up. I've made it much worse. I've made it much worse than it was. How did I make it such a worse thing? Just checking on the stream status. Oh, I know why. Yeah, sorry. I didn't fix one thing in the format, which is that there's a space here, but that should be a T. I realized that before, but I just got sidetracked. And anyway, okay. This should work. Yes. Sweet. Okay. Now if I refresh the front end and say foie gras, add that. Boom. If I refresh, yes. I have a foie gras. I have the foie gras. Have the foie gras. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna do one different thing here, which is that I'm gonna first try to deserialize it with naive datetime. So let's see. Naive datetime from string. Yeah, from string. I mean, and why don't I just use this, actually? Is there like an ISO? I mean, this is pretty good. Why not just do this? Why not just use these guys? Let's try this. I don't really care about the time zone. Let's just do naive datetime, parse, so we'll try a couple of these formats. Let's just specify a couple different ones. So one without the Z, one like that. Let's do one without the seconds. So, okay, so we'll do like format 1, format 2, format 3. Yeah, good enough. And then we'll just try all of these until it succeeds. Like that, like a that, like a that. Gotta align our these so I can actually read it. Whoops. Missing that, I think. Okay. So then basically go through and try all these different formats. And fix the return value on these. Whoops. This is a static function. That's not a. It's not a object method. Cannot infer type. Why not? Why can't you infer that type? 29. I don't even care about the return, that value. Why? I think it is this type. Let's see what happens if I do that, if I specify the type. I guess that's not proper syntax. What does parse from string return? It should return a just for the purpose of getting this working, just gonna take this, just comment that guy out, and just say error, error. It's so weird. Oh, you know why? It's because of who is doing that. There's probably a better way to do this. I think what I want to do is just ignore the errors in cases. Well, I see here. So it's blowing up, or it's not working because the compiler can't extract the underlying return type, because I'm basically like, this is like a pyramid of returning up the, just like this scope here. And the compiler isn't able to unravel that, obviously, in an obvious way. Let's see what would be a better way to do that. Rust error handling. Let's look at the documentation for some inspiration. Let's see. Alright. This is the wrong book. Error handling. Is this the right one? Yeah. Okay, don't care about this. Result. And that's just basically what I'm doing. So when I do this, say return let's say I just want to ignore these errors. So why don't I just do that? Just basically do nothing with the result, and then on the very last attempt, return. Basically, I'm just going to only return the last statement there. What am I missing? I've got one too many semicolons or close braces. Expected, blip, found, result, 2733. Whoops, this should be a return. Unexpected token. Oh, I need a semicolon. Dir. Cannot infer type. Consider giving R a type. R is a result, a big time the error. Change this format to. There we go. Can I just ignore, like, I just want to throw away the result for that. I don't care. Should be able to, right? For type. Right. Seems like I can't do that. Right. The compiler needs, like, really wants to know what the return type of that thing is. There we go. All right. That works. As does that. Yep. Sweet. Okay, that works, and it is backward compatible with what we had before, so that is good. All right, what next? What next? It's 7:30 here, so it's getting late. That means I need to take the pup out, right? She's hanging out on her spot here. I'll keep going for a few more minutes, but I'm just gonna clean up what I've done, commit this code, and then I'll probably call it a night, and then pick up where I left off tomorrow, I think. Yeah. A little pupper here, a little Doge. What do you think of that? She's up, she's sitting by the window. I think when she sits by the window like that, that means she wants to go out. You want to go out? Probably. It's probably time to go out. I also gotta eat something, make some dinner or whatever. It's about time. About time to do that. All right, let's just finish this stuff up. Let's fix the formatting. All right, that is good. Looks much better. One more thing, which I haven't done, that I want to do before I call it a night. Hi, pup. Hey, pup. I would like to handle the actual response from the controller. So I wasn't doing anything before with this. Results. So I can actually, I'm just gonna actually copy this and then go from there, because this will work. So if result, and result is instance of object. Result. So if there's no error, then app state push meals. Yep. That should be it. So now, if I did everything right, okay, for refresh, I killed the back end. Let's restart the back end. Cargo run. Restart this guy. Let's add a new meal. Let's have steak. Save. Now, this time, if I did everything correctly, then when I click save, it should, I hope, add it to my list here in the model. Click. Boom. There it is. Did it. Success. All right. Let's save that. Let's commit. Let's push it up to GitHub. Nice work. Nice work, team. Great job. Great job. I am really proud of everyone. Why are my function keys not working anymore? What's going on? What's going on with my keys? There we go. That's working. Okay, let's commit that. Git status. Git diff. Okay, git status. Git status. I'm just gonna add everything. Git status. No new files. Git diff. Let's take a look at the diff. Looks pretty sane. All right, add CSS framework and add meal form, and we'll just say and meal form. That's easy. Free framework and meal form. Now you can. Now you can add meals using the form. Woohoo! All right, push that up, and that is it. Committed those changes. I am gonna sign off for tonight. Thank you to anyone who watched for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you get some value out of my videos. I hope you learned something. If you don't, that's okay too. You don't have to. Not obligated. But it would be cool if you did. If I can make someone's life 1% better out there in the world, I think that's a good thing. That's all I really hope for. It's the best anyone can hope for, I suppose, day in, day out. So yeah, take care. Bye-bye.